We're now recording.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Teresa Gilliard-Cook. I'm the Senior Instructional Designer here at SUNY Oswego. I am also joined here by members of the DLE support team, Kathy Dutton and Nicole Decker from CTS, and instructional designers, Carrie Mosick and Doug Hemphill. So the purpose of this session, and it's going to be a fast session, is to kind of bring together the different pieces we have to help support you as you make this transition to Brightspace. So I'm going to share the presentation. Again, it's a few slides, but it's more just, again, a series of reminders because a lot of this material has been provided through a variety of communications we have put out on campus. So bear with me just a moment while I share. Go into slideshow. So obviously we're looking for ways to help you prepare for Brightspace, which we will be utilizing with all courses that are using the DLE starting in the fall. So again, we want to remind you all of the various training options that are available through the SUNY Center for Professional Development. They do have the remote synchronous. Go ahead, Kathy.
So just quick, because we've been throwing around DLE, others might not understand what it is. I only know this because I threw around a bunch of lingo last weekend for a presentation. People were saying, huh? The DLE is a digital learning environment, of which the LMS is part of the digital learning environment. And then what surrounds it is all those third-party tools that we use like Zoom, Panopto. So it enriches the LMS environment. So that's what we mean by DLE, but primarily you can think of it as Brightspace because everything will be integrated into Brightspace.
Great point. Thank you, Kathy. So we've provided this list of the various training options through the SUNY Center for Professional Development. Again, the remote synchronous sessions, they're limited to 10 to 15 participants, and they have a variety of ways where you can work through them, either 4 2-hour sessions or 2 4-hour sessions. That's really up to you, and they are still doing these throughout the summer. There is an asynchronous online series of modules. And they will take you some time to go through it. They can take about 6 to 10 hours. If you're pretty new to Brightspace or to a learning management system or to even thinking about an online teaching environment. People who are, experienced online instructors or have experience with Brightspace, which we do have faculty that are, probably will get through it much sooner. There will also be available when you log into Brightspace, if not when you log in shortly thereafter, a series of modules that have been created by the SUNY CPD for you to work through at your own pace. My understanding as well is you would need to work through these asynchronous modules to receive the certificate that is SUNY is providing. You can also combine all of the different modalities to help you. So you can do this, for example, the scaled webinars and the remote synchronous. You can do the scaled webinars, the asynchronous online, really whatever works for you. Again, there's more information on the registration of the process on the SUNY DLE website. Again, that is on our website as well. And I will provide you with those links a little bit later. The nice thing with the SUNY option is that it provides you a guide, so you can go and take basically, it's just a survey of how you feel about your readiness in various aspects of working through the learning management system, and it can help guide you to figure out the best path for you. The pathways they've set up are related very much to a campfire. So just so you're aware of that. So, and as you all know, there's a variety of breakout sessions regarding Brightspace. Right now, there's this one, getting ready for fall in Brightspace. At 1:20, we will be doing a very quick tour of the Brightspace user interface. Again, it's just the basics so that when you're able to log in, at least you can maneuver through. Ones that have already been done are the accessibility and the transition to Brightspace, planning for migration from Blackboard to D2L, the Blackboard to Brightspace migration, the panel discussion we did yesterday. On Friday, there's the migrating your course content to Brightspace. So there's been a variety of ones that have been done or are still to come. The ones that have been done, the playback is available already. Also, there are sessions on June 6, 7, and 8 that are being offered by CELT on content creation using rubrics, discussions, and journals, and a variety of topics that can help you work through the different things you might want to be able to do in there. And again, we'll provide you with that link to get there. So one of the things we did want to highlight are the campus-based migration support hours and other things that we will be doing to help support you all. We will be starting office hours on June 7th through July 28th via Zoom. Again, we will be doing Monday through Thursday. The hours are here. They're also up on the DLE website, which we will share shortly. We will have August office hours, and they will be Monday through Friday. The times will be announced soon. We just, August is a little out for us, and right now we want to focus on the next 2 months. We'll also be having a migration in Munchies, and this is an informal in-person get-togethers. We're working on getting those set up. Hopefully they'll be in the library, and the provost said there will be Munchies. And as we have those exact dates and times, we will absolutely make sure you have that information. We will be doing some basic workshops, and those will be formal training in late July and early August, with the audience being new faculty and adjuncts. There could be a delay in new faculty and adjuncts being able to access the DLE. So we don't want to hold them up. So we want to make sure that they can at least get in and start setting up their course, start becoming familiar with the tool. And that information will be provided in June, some point in June, as we are able to figure out possible dates and how we want to manage those sessions. So we want to remind you all too about bringing how your content will get from Blackboard to Brightspace. So again, we want to remind you all that fully online courses, those with the ON sections, will be automatically moved to Brightspace. And in our communications, we have said on or about May 27. The goal is for faculty who are teaching fully online in the fall semester, one course or their whole load, that they have copied their content into their Blackboard Fall 22 course shell, because those are the course shells we will be moving initially. And then all other sections, we will again support with that as well. We have a Fall 22 course migration request form. So those would be other courses you might be teaching in the fall. So if you're teaching face-to-face and Web Enhance, if you teach hybrid courses, synchronous online courses, all of those we're asking that you put in a request, and it's a form for you to fill out. Please look at the information we are asking for. We are asking for very specific information regarding your course, as far as the course name, the course section. Kathy, what am I missing here? That whole string.
Let me just look at it. I believe I said I want, just, if you just copy and paste the course title. So you would have the parentheses, you know, it starts with 2021 or 2022-09 dash your subject, the, you know, the subject, the number, and then the title will come in there. But if you just can copy that, and it will be in your My Courses nugget, module, starting to slip here, do that. And it's only because obviously when we say things are automatically, there's no auto magic in this. You just don't have to do a whole lot. There are still humans doing things, and then there are some batch files that will run in the background. So if you follow our instructions and give me the information the way that I have put it on the form, it will just make it easier for us to do and quicken the process, which will take several days, because there's 30 campuses doing this. So.
Right. And again, you know, in order to get these done, you know, as quickly as we can, having that information is critical. Otherwise, we may have to come back to you and ask for more detail. And that makes things take a little bit longer. So the more information you can provide us on that form that we've asked for will really help this process go a little bit quicker.
And we don't want to guess. We could guess and pick the wrong course.
Yeah.
The wrong semester that you wanted brought over. So.
Exactly. And so another option you have is to do a self-migration by creating a Blackboard export file and then importing it into Brightspace. And we supply those instructions as well.
So just back up for a second. This is brand spanking new. I noticed this yesterday when I was updating the instructions for the Blackboard export. There is a 2 GB limit in Brightspace, and we've been telling everybody about that. So if you use the self-migration and your file was over 2 GB, it would not go in. They have now bumped down the export limit in Blackboard to 1 GB. So if your course is bigger than 1 GB and you've gone through and everything in there you need, and you don't have videos, then you will need the assisted migration, because we can bring over courses that are larger than 1 GB if necessary, but you just won't be able to do it yourself. It will use back-end processes which don't have those limits on them, if that makes sense.
Okay, so one of the things I did want to bring up was our DLE website. Let me see what happens when I click on it. Oh, cool. It did what I hoped. So this is on the DLE website. On this website, you will find a variety, if you click on the Brightspace training, again, a lot of it's what I've already mentioned to you about using this, going to CPD, about what we're going to do locally, all of the different breakout sessions and our office hours. And there's the Zoom link for our office hours. Again, mention the migration and munchies and the basic workshops. And as for what we know right now regarding student training. The updates page has all of our presentations that we have done over the last few months to CTAB, as well as other campus communications that we have been putting out. There should be another one coming out here shortly with some additional information. We're just waiting on a few other little things, and hopefully that'll come out in the next day or so. Again, we talk about the transition timeline and the pilot courses. We have some help and support documents, preparing your course for migration, which was one of our sessions yesterday. But again, helping you think about how you want to migrate your courses. We have some documentation, this glossary of terms that is really helpful, because it provides you a way to say, okay, it was called this term in Blackboard, what is it now in Brightspace? And It's a long document, and there's some instructions at the top of how you can quickly search if you're not familiar with using the find function in, like, for example, Google Chrome. We also have additional information here on the project. If you have not gotten a sandbox, you could still do that if you wish, and contacting the help desk. The last thing you'll find on here right now is the Brightspace FAQs. We took a lot of the questions that were being asked through the help desk, as well as individual questions we were getting individually, and tried to put them in a document so that it would be easy for you all to quickly go here and get your questions answered. So I'm going to go back to the presentation.
I just want to, because there was one of those questions, is once the fall semester starts, will I still be able to get into Blackboard? And you will find students, but students will not be able to get into Blackboard. So you can't get around not using Brightspace. So just so you know that, we will leave Blackboard up there because you will still have work to do for the spring semester, but nobody can teach in Blackboard in the fall because of just the contract ends on December 20th and we lose Blackboard. So if you had students with incomplete, we would not be able to have a student get into that course again. Now, you're not going to lose your course content, so don't worry about that. All that will be archived and given to us on an external hard drive, but that will take some time. But you can't teach. We've had that question.
We will also have an additional service where we, the DLE support team, will be able to still access courses in an archive environment for certain questions we get all the time. For example, student last date of attendance and other questions we get where we have to go back into prior semesters and look up information for faculty and sometimes for the dean of students. So we will be able to do that, but the only ones that will be able to do that are the DLE support team. So to contact us, we ask that you please contact the help desk. Contacting the help desk makes it easier for us to be able to address your questions in a timely manner. You have to remember too, we're going into summer. There are people taking vacations. There are people who will be out of the office for a variety of reasons. And if you send your question to an individual member of the team, there's no guarantee that you're going to get a timely response. So we ask that all questions, all concerns, all issues regarding the digital learning environment are sent through the help desk. That just makes it so that we can respond to you quickly. Questions, and we have about a minute or two if you.
I have a question. This is Arvind.
How are you, Arvind?
I'm pretty good. Good to see all of you here. So,
good to see you too.
Yeah. So my question is, you said if someone is trying to self-migrate, for them it is 1 gigabyte, 1 GB. So is it for the whole of that person or for each course? For example, I have 4 courses on Blackboard.
For each course.
For each course, 1 GB, right?
Yeah, when you create that course, because you'll be creating a course export file for each course. So that's what is based on the course size, file size.
Okay, great. So I will try that first to self-migrate. I hope the instructions are clear, because I can't even imagine how busy you folks are at this point. So from my side, I'll try to do that. And then, of course, utilize your office hours. Thank you.
So there was a question, how do we see the size before we try the self-migrate? So when you go to create the export file, before you even get to submit it, there is up in the top portion, there's a little button to click and says, calculate the size. So you do that first. And if it's over 1 gigabyte, then you can click on the next button that says manage. files, and you can eliminate the content that you don't need. A lot of times we keep bringing content over from past semesters that we no longer use. There's files that can just hang out in there that you didn't even know were in there. So once you delete all those, you might be then under the gigabyte. If you have been using Blackboard to store video files, you'll need to move those to a different platform, either YouTube, your YouTube channel, or Panopto. And you can contact the help desk if you need help with that. We have instructions on that.
Casey, go ahead. And then
I was going to say, I'm in doing that right now, Kathy, if you want me to share my screen and show everyone.
Sure.
Sure.
We don't, yeah, we go for it.
It's just a quick minute.
Mhm.
So yeah, you get to your export screen and it's here, and there's where your calculate size is. And in this case, this one's too big. And so you would be able to go into manage and pull out whatever doesn't work.
And we are working on documentation for that as well. So that will go up on the DLE website as soon as it's done, if you just need a quick reminder.
All right, I want to be conscious of the time. So if you have questions, please go ahead and send your questions to the help desk, and one of the DLE support team will get back to you and do our best to answer the question. And if we don't know the answer, we will tell you and we will find it. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you so much.